What was the longest losing streak you were ever on? Do you remember?
Yeah, I was on some losing streaks, man. Yeah. It been probably about 4, 5, 6. I mean, we were 6-1, something like that, 6-2 one year, and lost out. I think. We've had some bad years
With Norv?
with Norv.
Dude, I think you were 7-1 and then went 1-7 on the back half.
We lost a lot.
What is the feeling in a locker room when you start losing like that?
It's despair, but you know what, though? There are people trying to make sure guys understand it's not over. Because not only are you trying to change it around that year, you're trying to keep a damn job. You're trying to keep a career going. And I think that's what you have to show, because right now, fans may not want to hear it, but coaches are seeing who's checking in, who's checking out, who's going to keep fighting, who's going to quit. They're trying to figure that out, too. They want to know. Which guys can I count on? Which guys that I can't count on? Because moving forward, you got to make decisions. And some people you'll be cool with, some people you won't be.
Totally. And one thing Dan Quinn said yesterday, Cliff Kingsbury mentioned today, is guys are pressing. How natural is it to press when you just feel desperate?
You see,
Like how do you stop yourself from over trying to make it
well,
big
the thing
play?
of it is, like, you have to get to the point where you understand over trying causes more problems than it helps. And when you just, you hear me most times when I discuss any of this stuff, I talk about knowing what you have to do so you can get on the football field and just react. So maybe instead of, like, there are guys that get into the game and then all of a sudden they go, all right, I'm ready to go now. It's not game day that you get ready to go. It's off season, and then it's every day of the week leading up to the game. That makes your job a lot easier once you get to the game time on Sunday. If you're not doing it that type of way, then you got problems. There are people who have been in college, and they try to do all the studying late, and you flunked that damn exam, did you?
Right.
But then you wonder why the other kid who you're smarter than, he keeps passing the class because he pays attention every day. And he gets better and better every day. So when he gets into that thing now he just has to go back to everything he's retained. A lot of us know we're smart, but we wait till the last second to really get into it. And when you try to do it all the night before, after probably leaving the ball with one of your buddies, you don't stay up. You don't retain it. You flunk. Same thing happens on the football field. If you do it consistently, you have no problems. If you don't, you got problems.
To that point, I got a story for you, Brian. Prior to my freshman year at the University of Maryland, you go overnight over the summer for, I guess it's some version of orientation, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go for a night, and my best friend, Brian, his older sister was like a sophomore or a junior at Maryland. And
Yeah, man, we've been friends a long time, haven't we?
she had an off-campus apartment and invited me to a party the night I was at Maryland for my freshman orientation.
Uh-huh.
I went to the party. I partied pretty good.
Oh, I know.
I had no idea the next morning at 8 a.m. was your math placement test. I had no idea until everybody in the dorm started waking up. I had zero. Maybe I should have known, but I did not. I was not in great shape for this math placement test.
Yeah.
I did not place well.
Mm-hmm.
I placed into remedial math. It was called Math 001. But not even Math 110. Math 001.
001? That's like remedial.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
But what I learned when I then entered University of Maryland as a freshman was that Math 001 doesn't count towards your GPA.
Yeah.
So I said,
that's getting you ready for the math that you need.
Right. But Brian, when I realized it didn't count, I didn't go. So I failed Math 001.
So you couldn't get to the next math.
And then I had to take it again, and I failed it again because it still didn't matter.
But see, they tell you it don't count towards your GPA. But if you don't pass that, you can't start getting into the math that counts.
Eventually, I realized that. and I realized that when I got put on academic probation. And this lady said, you're smart enough for real math. I'm putting you in math 113. This was my first semester, my sophomore year.
Uh-huh.
She said, I'm putting you right into math 113. And if you don't pass it, you're out of school.
And then you pass it.
You know what I did?
Well,
I went to class, and I got an A.
Somebody said, JP, you would have failed it anyway based on the math skills you display daily.
Some things you just got to do it. Math is like building blocks. You got to do it every day.
You got to do it.
If you skip a week, you're not going to know what next week's all about. And I think
you got a point there, Jay.
I think that's where this Washington team is. Just hit singles. If everybody on the team hits singles and gets on base, you're going to score runs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Everyone is just so desperate to make gigantic plays, and I applaud that desperation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I applaud the feeling of, oh my God, I got to do something. But if everybody is operating in that space, you're not cohesive.
Bam. And what happens in that space where everybody feel they got to do something? Everybody start taking care of themselves. They don't take care of the team. You get what I'm saying? And if you get 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense, basically going out there pulling each direction to make sure they look good, somebody else is going to look bad. You know what I mean? So, like I always talk about, when you're on the field, you want to the best feeling on the football field is when I used to step under at quarterback. If I knew my center was on point and my left tackle was on point, I didn't worry about anything else. The left tackle got to make sure that left guard is on point, okay? And he damn sure want to know the center gave him the right information, and vice versa. People are looking at the people that are right next to him and people they have to count on. And if you know it, then you just play. But if you don't know it, you start trying to watch them. Then you start trying to do your job, and it makes you late on your job. And if you're late on your job because you was worried about his job, now everything's screwed up, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is a point that they got to get away from. They got to get to the point where they hit the ground running.
Detroit is beatable. This is the NFL. They lost last week to Minnesota, and J.J. McCarthy in his, I think, fourth career start. Washington you cannot let Detroit set the tone early. You cannot have these giant coverage busts. You cannot let what is Amon-Ra's numbers for this? What do you think Vegas has him set up at?
Probably got him set up for about, I'm going to go plus 75.
That sounds about right. Like
probably plus 5-6 receptions.
Amon-Ra, 80.5.
Damn.
7.5 catches.
Whoa.
That's a lot, man.
But you don't think, but see, this is the thing I notice about that.
Sam Laporta, 45.5.
They let the ball go to their top guys.
Yeah.
Whether you're checking them or not, they're going to find a way to get it to them. And I think the thing about the NFL now, when you go into a game, you have to have the mindset, I am going to throw it to my guy. Because your guy has more advantage than that defensive back. So you got to let it go to him. That the days of having to be wide ass open, those days no longer exist.
What do you think Jahmyr Gibbs' rushing total is?
Well, I don't know if they're going to run the ball a lot to him, but I'm going to still say going to go probably plus 60.
71.5.
Damn.
Damn.
Well, that would have been over.
Defensively, Washington.
They had 63 total last week against Minnesota.
I know.
And I know we're not Minnesota. I'm answering the question I saw on the thread earlier. Say, we're not Minnesota. I understand we're not. But Minnesota hadn't been stopping people like that up to that point either, but they sold out. And they sold out in the run game, and on their way in the run game, guess what they kept doing? Going to the quarterback. Then, you know who saw ghosts last week against Minnesota? Jared Goff saw ghosts. So, we'll see.
The Commanders' defense is 28th in the NFL in yards allowed. I mean, just abysmal.
It is.
22nd in the NFL in rush yards allowed. 29th in the NFL in pass yards allowed.
Okay. But I just want them to focus
The
on
net
this
yards per pass
on this
attempt are
one
dead
game.
last.
Let's just stop them from getting it done this one game.
I think you got to be aggressive, man.
Yeah.
You got to try to blitz them.
Well, if you do what you've been doing on average you're going to give up a lot. So you got to do something a little different. That's natural. It's automatic.
Certainly. I mean, they're trying. Joe Witt, do you believe this? Joe Witt says he asked to move down.
Hey, that's what they said. I have to take what they say.
All right, let's hear.
I've gotten to the point where I don't question every time somebody say something. I mean, because I know when I say stuff sometimes, and if people don't believe me, I get pissed because I know what I'm telling you the truth. But I had to get to the point where I don't care if you believe me or not. I know what the truth is.
Here's Joe Witt talking about moving from the booth to the sideline.
Like that happen, you have to adjust and make some changes. So, I know DQ talked about earlier in the week that I will be coming down to the field. I went and asked him to do that for a number of reasons. The first reason I've been in the box, Q, most of the coordinators that I've been around called it from the box. Q, Capers, Mike Pettin. Even when I was in college, the guys, the coordinators always called it from the box. You have a good view. You can see. You don't really have to have as much help with personnel, people coming in and out. So that's why the advantage of being in the box. Moving to the field, I think the energy that I have in practice that can be probably positive within the game for the players. A couple of the guys have been asking for me to come down as well, and so I think it's time for that to happen. We got to do whatever we have to do to get a win, and so the play has not been, especially this last week, to the standard at all, and like I said, that starts with me. I got to do a better job getting the coaches to get the players to understand how we're going to do it, and we got to get this thing turned. We got to get it turned right now. So, with that, any questions?
That's Commanders defense coordinator Joe Witt. Says players were asking him to come down to the field, and he asked DQ, and DQ said yes. The move from the booth to the field feels desperate, and I'm okay with desperation on a 4-game losing streak with one of the worst defenses in the NFL. I know we live in a pound of flesh society where something goes wrong, you need somebody to blame, that person has to be reprimanded, right? Like that's how we live. I don't believe that Joe Witt is the sole problem for this defense. You have guys just missing assignments and not making plays and missing tackles. Now, I do think if they're really looking at everything like we've been told and they know they've got to turn it around, send the blitz. Like people think because they're losing, like these dudes, this is their life. Joe Witt's probably in this building 16 hours a day or something. You know what I mean? Like they're here at 5. They leave at 7. Like they're putting the time in. But if you watched what Minnesota did last week, implement some of it. Blitz this dude. Goff is a really good passer. He can kill you from the pocket. He doesn't move well. That's what separates him from the truly elite. Like, I'm not talking about Lamar or Jaden running ability. Tom Brady couldn't run, but he can move around in the pocket. Matt Stafford can move around in the pocket. Goff doesn't have that. Go get him.
Yeah, because and think about it, you don't have to worry about playing man because he's not going to break the pocket a lot.
The BMitch and Finlay.
He may, but it ain't going to hurt you like the other ones do.
Totally. We have a very relevant poll question today. The BMitch and Finlay AAA poll question of the day. Do you think Joe Witt moving to the sideline will help this defense? Yes or no? Or maybe. Landfill gave you a maybe.
I'm going to say maybe.
The AAA poll of the day is brought to you by AAA. Level up with the new AAA Commanders MVP membership. Get all the benefits of AAA, plus exclusive experiences, discounts, and tickets. If you're already a AAA member, upgrade for free or join today at AAA.com/Commanders. I don't know that it's going to help, but I know it can't hurt.
Nope.
I know they got to do something different. I was on last night with Yang, and she was asking me, do you think this is going to work? And I said, what they're doing right now isn't working, So
Anything else?
Try
Try
something
something.
different.
Yeah.